Okay, we'll call the council meeting to order, if we would, please. We'll have Michelle, our clerk, call roll.
Jerry Mattis.
Here.
Dan Schomer.
Present.
Doug Humphrey.
Present.
Dan Verbeck. Jody Lee. Present. Karen Wilson. Present.
Okay, we'll look. Lincoln, will you sing the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, before we go to item number 3, I'd like to call our retired Mayor Dawson up for a presentation. On behalf of the village board, staff, and all the employees, I want to present you with this flag for all the years of your dedication to the village. And I'd like to read it before, so you don't have to read it. Village of Milan presented to Dwayne Dawson for 47 years of service and dedication to the residents, businesses, and the community. Our sincere appreciation and thanks.
Thank you. Very nice. Got about half hour, it's gonna be. Get everything done on one table. Good to see all you guys. Well, thanks very much for this, I appreciate it. It was a good 47 years, most of the time. Hard to be managed again. And anyway, I enjoyed it. You know, I'm more relaxed now. I don't worry about everything that goes on around town. I don't worry about people. Just stuff.
That's great.
Excited to see a lot of that. Thank you very much, Bruce, and well, best wishes to you guys and all of you guys. You're doing a good job.
That's the work. That's the dedication so many years that Dwayne has, and he's a testament to everybody in the.
Maybe a little bit of brain damage.
Okay. Go on to item number 2. And you're welcome to stay, Dwayne, like you always say, if you want to.
Get bored.
If you get bored. You're gonna see what kind of job I do. He hasn't been sitting there in one of those yet. Okay, number 3, consideration of council meeting minutes of January 2026. And is there any corrections or additions?
I'll make a motion that we accept the minutes.
Second?
Second.
Motion been made second. All in favor by saying aye. Any opposed? Motion carried. Number 4, consideration of the administrator's report. Steve, you're up.
2 things just to quickly touch on. One, obviously, is many of you were here early for the 5 o'clock hearing, but the Rainbow Ridge project water main extension is proceeding well. As we heard from Matt Henson, who was the engineer on the project, we're looking at potentially late fourth quarter of this year for construction, as long as we get the funding we're requesting from Illinois EPA. On the sewer side of the project, of the business, we also had an additional meeting with Strand Associates. That project is progressing well. We're completing the loan application submittal of the 5-year financial plan on the project, and it will go down to Illinois EPA. We're anticipating later this spring to have a bid letting process, and potentially then, once those numbers are back in, assuming that they come in reasonably, we sure hope so because it's a big project anyway, that we will be in a position to award probably third quarter of this year, actually do the award and have construction then within the next few months after that. Depending on how the contractor sees it, They could either mobilize late in 26, or they may push it back to construction 27. Kevin, I'm sure, can elaborate on all that during his report. Those are the two big projects.
Okay. Anything else?
Not really.
Anyone have any questions for the administrator? If not, I'll look for a motion.
I'll make that motion to accept his report.
Is there a second?
Second.
A motion been made and second to accept the administrator's report. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, consideration of the inspector's report. Rob?
Pretty good month for January, considering as cold as it was for a good portion of the month. We had $152,975.50 in case valuations. Total fees was $1,869 in permit fees. We finalized two of our houses that were being constructed in Milan. So two of them, the families have moved in, and then we have still three that are ongoing in the process. We also have the two fourplexes up on Hillcrest Road that got the foundations in right before the big snowfall. And I would suspect here within the next month, they'll start putting the underground plumbing in and then get started framing. So
That's a good fee total compared to what it was for $147 last month.
yeah, yeah, December was pretty slow.
Yeah. Anybody have any questions for Rob? No questions for Rob? Okay. Entertain a motion to accept his report.
I make a motion, we.
Second.
Second.
Motion been made second. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, department head reports. We'll start with Kevin.
Yeah, it's been a somewhat quiet month. We had 4 or 5 actually water breaks. We had 2, one Friday, one Saturday to finish up the month. So it was a pretty busy month. We've been pretty fortunate with the cold weather that it hasn't been worse. So I'll take that. Steve mentioned the meetings with Strand. I think that's progressing nicely. I think we do anticipate a construction timeline into 2029, I believe is what they're anticipating. So it's going to be a pretty good sized project. As you'll see in my report, I had several EPA items that I dealt with, but they all got turned in and everything seems to be okay. So any questions?
Any questions for Kevin?
So Kevin, originally, and I know that was only an estimate, but originally they were talking about August 2028 as a possible completion date. Is there anything particularly that kind of puts it back then?
I don't know what bumped that out, but they did extend it into the following year.
Yeah.
Just,
I think that goes way back
Oh,
to
okay.
some preliminary before the plans had been submitted and approved, but they're scheduling it as a 38-month project.
Okay. Thank you.
If you have any rain or something like it to delay it, that would probably be one delay.
Correct, and it's all gonna depend on the staging by the contractor. The general contractor is responsible for that. Obviously, the engineers will have a say in letting it go on that schedule, but
Okay. Oh, okay, I'll turn it over to our police chief, Derek.
Everything's been good so far. The transition has been smooth. We got about 2 more weeks till we get everyone in the right position on the shifts that they're going to be working for the next year or so. Something I do want to say is I think our department has a lot of time on and a lot of years on, not only with us, but from outside that we're able to, lateral in. So that has helped overall with this transition. And, the numbers look good for us. Overtime was good for the month. Nothing major. I think the only issues we've had so far was a couple squads, but besides that, the transition is going very well. And we're going to have some training coming up in the next couple months. So trying to get that, organized and see who takes over certain things when it comes to that side of the department. So overall, very well.
Anybody got any questions for Derek?
What's wrong with the squads?
We just had some engine issues with a couple of the squads. One was under warranty. The other one wasn't, which was the they kind of took a hit for us, but they blame a lot of it on the idle time that we have in our squad. So we've kind of looked into that, and we're going to start having them transition to pulling into the garage more, shutting those off, so we can cut the hours down on the idle time when they're out. So hopefully that helps out some in the future.
A little can of sea foam in that tank,
Yeah.
whole tank, and that'll help on that, especially during, in run around town all the time, not getting it out on the highway, burn out all that carbon.
Yeah.
Okay, Jeannie, Cannon Center.
Slow time's over. We're starting to pick up. There isn't like Friday, Saturday, Sunday functions going on from here on out, so Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, not necessarily all 3 days, but anyway, yeah. Things are moving right along.
Good. Anybody got any questions for Jeannie?
Jeannie, was you able to clear that schedule at Dixon or have you not documented it yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
Oh, to go through all of the, yeah. I've
Okay.
got people calling to want to rent it, but we've got to decide what we're doing
Right.
before I approach whoever has the ball field for practice.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, if there's no other questions for the department heads, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make that motion to
There's a
accept
second?
the report.
Second.
Motion been made and second to approve the department heads reports. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, Doug, number 7, consideration of the semi-monthly and miscellaneous bills.
Thanks, guys.
The regular payables for this period were $802,409.77. That includes a $644.45.42 credit. The top 5 bills are the Rockland County Treasurer for 2024 payable 2025 surplus distribution. I'm going to ask Steve to explain that a little more. $583,135.40. Kimberly Chrysler for the 2026 Ram 5500 truck that we purchased, that we approved last year, $109,999.81. Blick and Blick Oil Company, gas and diesel, $18,848.77. Quality Warehouse LLC for 2024 payable 2025 real estate tax reimbursement of $18,336.61. And the Economic Development Group, the semi-annual admin fees, $16,651.90. Are there any others on there that anyone has a question about? If not, I would make a motion that we approve our bills in the amount of $802,409.77.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, motion been made and second. Have a roll call vote on that. Michelle, please.
Dan Schomer,
Yes.
Doug Humphrey,
Yes.
Dan Verbeck, whoops. Jody Lee,
Yes.
Karen Wilson,
Yes.
Jerry Motter.
Yes.
Okay, motion's there. We pay the bills. Thank you, everyone. Number 8, Milan Harvest Festival. It's the Milan Harvest Parade. I think that is an approval from the council to have the parade again this year, from what I understand.
Right.
Bolton Cole
Oh, oh.
is here on behalf of the
I'm on the
parade.
board for the parade, and I just want to come and ask you guys' blessing for this year. It's gonna be held on September 5th, on a Saturday. We have, the staging at Rock Pump in Milan, and the parade begins at 10 o'clock. We also have a lot more people that are gonna be involved in the parade this year. We're having marching bands and different things that we haven't had in the past, and so we're looking forward to a very successful parade. And on the subject of the parade marshal, I would like to say that Dwayne Dawson is gonna be our parade marshal for the 47 years that he was the mayor of Milan. Hopefully, everything will go the same way that we always had it, because the
Right.
Milan, you guys always paid for the Milan police officers. And our board pays for the Rock Island County Sheriff's Department officers.
Yeah,
So hopefully everything will be the same way, because we haven't had no problems.
right.
Yeah,
I don't see anything different, I'm sure, unless something would come up.
Okay. And Karen knows how to get a hold of me, so we'll have our next meeting next month, so we've already had a meeting last month, so. You're very welcome.
I'd like to
Yeah,
make a
Good
motion
man.
to
Don't like that.
confirm that the parade
That we are.
can go on
Right.
and that the village take care of the police officers.
Yes.
Payment to the police officers.
Well, make that. And we'll make that motion. We're gonna make that motion?
She did.
Yeah.
It's been
I
seconded.
just,
Okay. The new second it? Okay. Okay. All
Thank you.
in favor by saying aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, look forward to having a parade again this year. Okay, number 9, consideration of the renaming of the general obligation bonds ordinance to 1810A. What this was, we had an 1810 and we got out of sequence with the numbers that should, next one should have been 1811. So in order to correct that, we need to make this one 1810A. It's just a name change, that's all it is. So, everybody have any other questions on that?
Need a motion on that too.
Well, I'm gonna make a motion on it, yeah. Now, let's see if you have any questions. Nobody have any questions? Okay, I'll entertain a motion to, rename that ordinance 1810A.
I'll make a motion.
Okay, is there a second?
a second.
Jody, a second? Okay, all in favor by saying aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, number 10, consideration of an ordinance declaring surplus revenue in the Milan TIF District 2 and 3 special tax allocation funds and authorizing the payment of that surplus to the Rock Island County Treasurer for distribution to affected taxing districts on a prorated basis for tax year 2024 payable in 2025. We do this every year. Any revenue left over in the TIP always goes to the other governing taxing bodies. I think Steve brought this up a meeting 2 ago when we were doing those bonds. And do you have any other questions on that?
Yeah, and if I can add to that too. This goes back to 2012, in which there was an intergovernmental agreement with the Rock Island Milan School District. And it has applied to our tax increment financing district number 1, which is now sunset. And this is the last year of TIF District 2. And so all the way back, and even in 2012, it went back to the start of the TIF districts into 2006. So for over 20 years, we have been making these annual distributions back to help support the other taxing bodies so that they are not financially hurt by the growth in our TIF districts. And since this is the last year of TIF 2, you'll see next year's markedly less because TIF 2 is way bigger than TIF 3. But so this is the last year, we're approaching $600,000 that goes back. And then there's a formula that helps make the school district whole. So between the state funding formula and the money that we return, it's financially neutral to them. There is no negative impact from the TIF district.
Any other questions on that? If not, this is ordinance 1813. Look for a motion to approve ordinance 1813.
I make a motion that we approve ordinance 1813.
Second.
Okay, motion been made and second. Just do a voice call on that. Motion to approve that ordinance by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, number 11, consideration of enhanced exterior design proposal for Dixon Park from Streamline Architects in amount of $5,400, not to exceed $6,500. This is, your park committee on this one, and this is the cost of that. With maybe a few adjustments to that, that's why we have it up to not to exceed 6,500, unless you want to enlighten anything on that. That's,
No, that's all right. This is just to take to that next step, so we can get, the streamline more or less put into 3D so we can see what it's actually gonna look like.
right. And this is for the improvements to Dixon Park and the renovation of that project, which is gonna have to be done in stages. Okay, is there a motion to extend, for the enhanced extended design proposal for 5,400, not to exceed 6,500?
I'll make that motion.
Second?
Second.
Okay, I'll have a roll call vote on that, please. Cheryl?
Jody Lee,
Yes.
Karen Wilson,
Yes.
Jerry Mutter,
Yes.
Dan Schomer,
Yes.
Doug Humphrey.
Yes. Okay, motion carried, thank you. Okay, number 12, consideration for the correction of dedication of the north side of the roadway in the 400 block of East Fourth Avenue, currently described as the south half. What this is over here at William Young's housing addition over there. And its parking lot is already on the north side, but it was already classified to be on the south side, so we had to change that. And in order to have the Lincoln update the legal descriptions, what we're looking for here.
Okay.
Are there any other questions on that?
Need to update that to the 500 block. That was,
Yeah.
Missy was typing when I sent her and I messed that up. What's up? The 500 block.
So it's not the 400, be the 500 block?
Oh, 500, okay, you got 400 here.
And this is kind of an outcome of, Amy Clark from the County Housing Authority made the presentation last meeting and explained the transition of their ownership structure for it. And during their research, they came across this discrepancy in the legal description of the property. And so this would be a housekeeping venture to correct that, to allow them to cleanly make their title transfer.
So we have to put it in the form of a motion for Lincoln to be able to correct that
Correct, yes.
from the north side to the 500 block of East Fourth.
Right, yeah, so
So
we
I'll
can
make
clear
that
that up.
motion.
Okay, motion's been made by Dan. Is there a second?
Second.
Karen, second a motion. Okay, we'll do a voice vote on that. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, item 13 is another thing for Lincoln. We're keeping him busy tonight. Consideration of directing Attorney Lincoln Scott to review the issue pilot letter to the Greater Metropolitan Housing Authority of Rock Island County, reference RAD, conversation for Williams Young Housing. And this is for Lincoln to draw up this pilot letter and to send that off to the housing authority. This is another requirement they're looking for.
Yeah, the pilot is an acronym for payment in lieu of property taxes. In lieu of, in
lieu of tax.
lieu in lieu of tax. And so what they do is they are currently a tax exempt governmental entity. But in fairness to the community, we do absorb costs because they have a major project in town with 96 units. So this is just the legal framework by which then they make payment in lieu of tax.
So then I will make that motion that, for Lincoln to review and issue the pilot.
Yeah, just direct him to review that issue. Okay, you're making that motion?
I'll make that a motion.
Okay, is there a second to that?
Second.
Jody will second that? Okay. All in favor of that motion by saying aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. I think 12 and 13 kind of go together with, what Ms. Clark, I think her name was, come here last week, explaining, trying to clear some of that stuff up. Okay, let's go to committee reports. Jody?
Nothing.
Nothing? Karen?
No.
Jerry?
Nothing.
Nothing? Okay. Okay, Dan,
I have nothing at this point.
okay, Doug,
Nothing.
okay. Lincoln, you have anything? Steve, you have anything else you wanna bring up? Okay.
I think so.
Okay. Number 14.
Michelle, do you need the words?
Lady Karen. She won't talk. Okay, that's. Or Deborah, okay. Okay, citizens' opportunity to address the board. Deborah Koontz.
Hi, Deborah Koontz, resident of Milan. I wanted to ask, there was a, park meeting board, a couple weeks ago. I was unable to make it because I was out of town. I was wanting to know what kind of went on, get some more information. I thought maybe you might cover it in your report,
I
but
apologize. I lost my minutes, so I've been trying to do them on my head to get them to Michelle. So we could post them on the internet, but I think I found them, so. We went over, with park board meeting, we kind of went over, the money that was passed tonight to go to that third step, take it to 3D, so that we could kind of put it on the TV so you could actually see what it looks like. Other than that, we just talked about, we probably have to do that park in, what do they call it, like, in areas?
Stages.
Like in stages, I guess. So the first stage we were looking at would have been like the kids' playground equipment. And then, I think it would be a bathroom in I think it would be the restrooms and the pavilion. And then stage 2 would be like the pickleball, we work our way towards, third, so. That was really the main stage, I think that we had in the shop.
The main part was that they wanted to come in and do that enhanced design services and talk about that.
Yeah.
did we decide on the format of what it was gonna look like? I know, cause at one point, we had like 3 kind of renditions of what it would be, and then it was, trying to decide which one, and I didn't know if that had been decided yet or not.
I think a lot of the ideas have been worked into it, but doing it on stages and like they explained and we thought is, you do a stage, the first stage is really that like the, accessible playground equipment in that area. And being this in stages, we're not hampered by changing a future stage. So we can still come up with more ideas and look at different options as we go through the stages.
Yeah, Deb, and I think it's been voted on by the board,
No,
so,
Oh, it hasn't? Okay.
no,
no.
I didn't know if,
no.
yeah, I was I didn't see anything when I was looking, and I
Right.
just thought I'd ask.
The reason why I brought the playground equipment up is because that's the most important thing to all of us is to give those
Absolutely.
guys something to do first.
And a restroom.
Yeah, that would be nice.
But nothing has been concreted yet.
Yeah.
And we haven't really, the board has not made a decision on an actual design yet. I think we're there, but, you're more than welcome. I can show it to you when we're done with the meeting. So,
All right, thank you.
you bet. Thank you.
Okay, being there's no one else in the audience who wants to talk to the board, we're gonna go into closed session. And, we don't let the break come back. We'll come back in open session, but this is just mostly informational. We won't have anything to vote on. So I'll make a motion to adjourn this session and go into closed session. But is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Next second. Dan made a motion, Jared second, all in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.